Hey everyone, it's Carissa Wiley at sprinkledwithglitter.com. Thanks for joining me today. Today I am going to share my favorite foam adhesive with you, and would you believe it's actually a DIY? And we're going to break down some of the costs so that we can determine, is this actually cheaper? But before we get into all of that, I wanted to share with you that there is a giveaway for a scrapbook.com adhesive bundle. You'll find all the details for that giveaway in the YouTube description below. Let's start by having a look at the tools that you'll need to create this DIY foam adhesive. Now, a few years ago, my favorite foam adhesive changed, and I was looking for a solution to that. And that's when I found that making my own foam adhesive was actually my preference. For this, you're going to need some white foam adhesive. This is craft foam. I buy this on Amazon, and I will have the products used for this linked in the YouTube description below. It comes in a 30 pack. It is 9 by 12 inches, and it is 2 millimeters thick, which is your standard foam adhesive thickness. Now, you also need something to make it sticky, and I have found that the scrapbook.com 4-inch double-sided adhesive roll is perfect for making 4 by 5¼ inch panels for the backside of my card fronts. And finally, you'll need a trimmer and some good scissors. Now, these are my favorite scissors in all of my stash. They are the Spellbinders Pro Shears. They're a 9-inch, and they have a non-stick coating, but they cut like butter. Now, to do this, I am going to add the adhesive to these 9 by 12 inch foam sheets. I like to start by pulling the adhesive off of the roll and lining it up with the lower left-hand corner of a piece of this craft foam. I'm going to coat about 8 inches of this craft foam, and there is a little bit of waste that's going to be at the top, about 1 inch, but I have factored that into my calculations later on in this video. Now, I start by pressing down the left side and then running my hand across to smooth that out over the surface of the craft foam, trying to get rid of as many air bubbles as possible. And then I am going to trim off that adhesive using these really sharp scissors that just glide right through. And then I'm going to remove more adhesive from the roll, unroll it, and I'm going to butt it right up against that previous line of craft foam. Now, the important thing here is that you get it to the left edge, but you do not overlap that previous strip of adhesive beneath. Once you get that in place and press it down, working out the air bubbles, you can go ahead and trim that off. So we have one side covered with this adhesive, and now we're going to flip it over and do the same thing on the back side. Starting in the lower left-hand corner, I'm going to press that corner down. I'm kind of aligning it with the bottom edge of the craft foam, and I'm working my hand across to work out any air bubbles, at least as many as I can. If you get a couple small air bubbles in there, it really doesn't matter, but I'll show you what you can do to kind of remedy that here in just a bit. The other thing that you want to make sure of when you're putting this on the back is that you're putting it in the same position as the previous adhesive on the other side. So you want to make sure that the strips of bare foam are always at the top. Now, I know what you're thinking, this takes a little bit of time, and yes, it does. However, I've found that for me, it's worth it. I love having a solid panel of foam adhesive on any layers that I'm going to pop up on the front of my card. So a card front that measures 4 by 5¼ inches, I can put a layer of solid foam adhesive behind all of that, and this stuff really sticks. Not only does it stick, but it provides a great amount of support and really makes the cards feel solid. If the panel that I'm adhering is a little bit smaller than the 4 by 5¼ inch measurement, I just trim a little strip of this foam adhesive off the side of the panel, and I set that aside to adhere smaller elements on my cards. I tend to cut this up, and you're going to see that there's smaller pieces that are left over at the end once we create our panels. I keep those on hand and I use them for smaller elements on my card all the time. None of this goes to waste. Now, I tend to sit down and make several of these foam panels at once. For instance, I went through this entire 30 stack of foam and created 120 foam panels plus 60 additional pieces of foam adhesive that I can use for smaller elements on my card. And it took me about an hour or an hour and a half to do all of this. It's a great activity for when you're feeling like you want to be in your craft room and you want to do something productive, but you're not feeling overly creative. Now, do you remember we talked about those air bubbles? Those are easy to work out. You're just going to take a craft knife and poke a hole in the backer of the adhesive that you're placing on top of the foam, and that will help smooth any of the larger air bubbles out. I only do that when I have large air bubbles. Now let's talk about cost, because I know that all of you want to know, is this really cheaper? And I did calculations based on the date of filming, and the short answer is yes. So I calculated the price per square inch of this foam adhesive, and I did factor in that foam waste at the top of these foam panels at about 1.5 cents per square inch. That includes the cost of the foam and the adhesive, but of course it doesn't factor in any labor. Now, I compared that to some major brands of foam adhesive rolls, and those foam adhesive rolls, which are the same depth and thickness of this DIY foam adhesive, range from about 2.7 to 4.7 cents per square inch. So this DIY foam adhesive comes out to almost half the cost of the other. Now you can see I'm getting to the end of this roll of adhesive here, and I have found that one roll of this 4-inch adhesive from scrapbook.com gives me about 20 of these 9x12, or should I say 8x12 areas of foam adhesive. So if you purchase 2 packs of the foam and a 3-pack of the rolls of foam adhesive, you should have enough for 60 sheets of the foam. And that will yield about 240 full panels, as well as 120 extra pieces that you can use for other items on your cards. Now here's a look at all of those 9x12 sheets covered in the adhesive, and now it's time to trim them down into panels. So I like to take a trimmer like this. I prefer a trimmer with a blade that can be replaced, because sometimes you do get adhesive on the blade. And I'm going to take these and lengthwise trim them at 4 inches, and then I'm going to rotate and trim at 5¼ inches twice. Now here's why this is important. This is going to not cut all the way through both layers of adhesive and the foam, but it's going to give you a guide mark to cut these down with your scissors. There's just not a trimmer that I've found that will go all the way through. And if it does go all the way through, it tends to gum up the blade. And so using a trimmer like this where I can replace the blade tends to be my best bet. Now you're going to see you can easily fold on those score lines there, and I was able to rip off that plain piece of foam that's left over at the edge. Now I'm going to fold this to where that score line kind of lays open and slide my scissors through, and this cuts it down. For every 9x12 sheet of foam, I'm going to end up with 4 panels that measure 4 inches by 5¼ inches, and 2 pieces that measure 1½ by 4 inches. And those, by the way, are those little pieces that I talk about using for smaller items on my card fronts. Now, this is one method of creating these foam adhesive panels, and there is another method, but I will tell you, this here is my preferred method. But if you prefer to make them one by one as you go along, you can grab your foam and cut it into the 4 by 5¼ inch panels. So you can see I'm placing it into my trimmer and trimming at 4 inches, and then moving it over 4 inches and trimming again. Then I'm going to rotate and trim again at 5¼ inches. And again, I'm going to move that over and trim at an additional 5¼ inches. Now, the nice thing about this is that you can actually then rip this foam apart. It creates a deep enough score that you can just rip off the excess pieces that you're not going to use. You just want to be careful that you're not stretching the panels that you will add adhesive to later, because that kind of just makes things a little bit funky. But you can see with those score lines, I'm able to tear these into 4 panels here. And then I have that extra foam that I did not add adhesive to. You could use liquid glue on the back of that and use it for other projects. Once I have these panels of foam created, then I can go ahead and add the adhesive. And to do this with the pre-made foam panels, I'm going to roll out the adhesive and place it with the sticky side up on my desk. I tend to find this a little more fussy. It takes me a little more time, but if you don't want to make several foam panels at once, this might be a great option for you. Since my foam and my adhesive are the same width, I can go ahead and just lay one of these panels of foam onto the exposed adhesive and press it down. Now, I will say I tend to get a few less air bubbles with this technique, but as I mentioned, I feel like it takes me a little bit longer. Now, I've laid a couple panels of the foam onto the adhesive, and now I'm going to trim them apart, and then I can repeat the process on the other side. So I'm just going to roll out the adhesive again and take the unadhered or unadhesed side of the foam and place it onto that adhesive strip. And this will add the adhesive all over this foam panel that I've created. Once I have it positioned, I'll just trim off any excess. And again, I cannot stress enough how important a good pair of scissors is in this process. And the fact that these Spellbinders scissors have that nonstick coating really makes these perfect for this process. So there you have it, a couple of ways to make your own DIY foam adhesive that tends to be a little bit cheaper than the manufactured. I love these panels. I keep them in my drawer, stood up just like this, so that I have them anytime I create a card. And then all of these extra pieces, I trim them into strips or into smaller pieces to adhere smaller items onto my card front. I've been using this method for a while now, and it is by far my favorite foam adhesive. It has great adhesion, it is super sturdy, and it really makes my cards feel luxe. Thanks so much for stopping by today. I hope you enjoyed this look at how I create my own DIY foam adhesive and a little insight into why it's my favorite. As always, I'll have links to the featured products used in this project in the description at YouTube, so be sure to check there and leave me any comments that you have below. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification and hit that thumbs up icon. I really appreciate it. All entries for the giveaway are due by March 1st, 2026, so be sure to check the YouTube description below for entries for that scrapbook.com adhesive bundle giveaway. Thanks again for watching. I'm so glad you're here, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day.